Mr. Lane, Ms. Robertson, Mr. John, and Mr. Morey. So changes to the agenda. I have a member-filed resolution appointing and compensating Lisa Holmes as interim county administrator. I gather since it's member-filed, we need to vote on this. Can I get a motion to get it on the agenda? Moved by Glenn, seconded by Martha. Any discussion? Get ready to vote. Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Ms. Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. John?
Yes.
Mr. Morey?
Yes.
Okay, so it's on the agenda. We will add it at the end and move on to the resolutions relating to the county budget process. We have, let's see, resolution to establish a 2022 county financial goal pending budget. Oh, well, yes, that's us. That's document ID number 10091. Can I get a motion on that? Rich moves, Martha seconds. Discussion. Okay, yeah, this is just a resolution that puts into place what we agreed on at our budget retreat last Tuesday. Martha.
Yeah, just agreed on. I mean, we discussed it for several hours. So if the public is watching and think, how can they just vote on that like that? We spent 2 hours on it. So I think it's important to say that this is, a very, very modest budget coming in under what we expect the tax cap to be, under what we expect inflation to be as well. So this is an extremely modest goal. And I remain nervous that this won't capture what we will need to do, especially for our nonprofit agencies. So just put.
Well, yeah, I share your concern. And I think that the resolution itself acknowledges that this is tentative and we're in a situation of flux and it may well change. And of course, we've been known to come in over these resolutions in the past, so it won't be the first time. But anybody else have something to say about this? Okay, I've got Rich, John, and then Mike Lane.
Yeah, I was just going to echo essentially what you said, that I have no idea what our financial condition in the greater economy is going to be like in the fall when we're actually making the decision. I think it makes sense to give some pretty conservative guidance at this point and then adjust when we get there. So that was my thinking when I was at the budget retreat, and it remains the same.
That seemed to be the consensus. Mike?
Yeah, Martha used the right word. It's a goal.
Yeah, it's one of our aspirational resolutions. So are we ready to vote? Ms. Lane?
Yes.
Ms. Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. John?
Yes.
Mr. Morey?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. So now we have a companion resolution, establishment of guidelines and fiscal targets for county budgeting units for the preparation of the 2022 budget. And that is document ID 10092. Moves it. Somebody, Rich seconds it. Any discussion? I did clarify with Jason that the 1.89 does not include our usual 2% across the board increases. The only thing that's included in this are changes under negotiated wage growth and changes in fringe benefits that were established and allocated to the departments by the county administrator. So that is why the target remains at last year's target. Anything that we increase or that might be requested will be an over target request for the purposes of our budget hearings. Martha? You're muted and profound.
Right. So Jason clarified that the maintenance of effort for our departments includes negotiated pay raises, and includes insurance that we expect, pension increases, that kind of thing.
Nothing else, though. Not-
Right. What?
Nothing else this year. Anything else would have gone into like any 2% across the board increase, for example, would have gone into the 2.66 number, which we did not vote for.
Right. But the agencies, so in one, line 16 and 17, this does not include those kinds of, if they have a negotiated salary increase, that's not included in this.
Right.
Jason?
That's correct.
Okay. So this isn't really maintenance of effort for the agencies, because if we don't know to what extent, but we can assume there are increases that are sort of built into their doing maintenance of effort work as compared to last year. So effectively, this is not maintenance of effort, it's a cut. Is that wrong?
Technically, technically, I think that's correct. But again, as we discussed with the last resolution, we're in a state of flux and uncertainty, and there's always room for over target requests, and we'll just have to deal with it as it comes up.
Right. I just want to make sure people understand what
Okay.
this, that it's different for number one and for number two there.
Okay. Anything else that anybody wants to comment on? Are we ready to vote? Looks like it. Okay. Mr. Lane,
Yes.
Ms. Robertson,
Yes.
Mr. John,
Yes.
Mr. Maury. Mr. Maury, you're frozen.
He
Oh,
looks,
dear.
he looks deep in thought.
Yes, he does. He's thinking profound thoughts.
He not only sounds profound, he looks profound.
All right. Well, we'll hope that we got Mr. Maury back, and I will vote yes. Kathy, if we can get Glenn back, we'll give him a chance to vote and make it unanimous. I can't imagine he's going to have a disagreement. I don't know if we should wait till he gets back in before we move on to the resolution he added.
Give him a minute.
Okay. Jason, is there any good news that you want to share while we're waiting for Glenn to come back?
You mean no bad news, just good news?
Well, I guess we'd take bad news. Why the heck not?
I don't know that I have any new news from a week ago.
Old news?
It's all old news. It's not new. It's not good or bad. It's just old. I
Okay.
don't have anything new yet. Nope. I'm trying to think. I haven't had any really recent conversations other than I think the first quarter for VLT aid for this year is about the same as last year, which would be a pre-pandemic first quarter. So that's good. Obviously, you were shut down from March through October. So assuming they're open, which I would imagine they would be between now and October, you will do better than last year, which is what we anticipated. So that's good.
Yes. See, you
Yeah.
did have good news.
That's, I guess, looking up. I mean, apparently Vegas is booming right now with all this pent up gambling energy. So, the Kentucky Derby horse won 12-1 odds. That's good too, if you placed a bet on the Kentucky Derby. So that's all I got. I got nothing more than that other than VLT, other than casino aid or revenue.
Okay, great. Thank you. Martha?
Well, if we have a minute to kill, so to speak, I would be reporting on the following as part of the Tiger report tonight. Leslyn and I spoke with Amanda Spelsey. She called us last Friday about federal earmarks. We've heard from Tom Reed's office about congressional earmarks. Well, there now is going to be a process for senatorial earmarks as well. And it may be a very tight time frame The guidance is supposed to come out this week with a May 17th deadline, if I understand correctly. That's like next Monday or a week from Monday. And so this is for projects or for initiatives within sort of the 9 committee areas. And, you know, obviously earmarks are kind of one-time kind of money. Anything, and she said in the old days, about $250,000 to $1 million was kind of the average earmark awarded. Somewhere between 250 and 500,000 was kind of the sweet spot. But at any rate, she'll be getting us guidance as soon as it comes out, and what kind of criteria are involved. So federal earmarks, you know, are going to be coming, and it seems like we keep having different things show up, opportunities, and it's really, you know, kind of dizzying to keep track of these. Another piece is that the regional economic development process was refunded this year in the state budget, and including the downtown revitalization initiative rounds. And I believe Heather McDaniel, who's on the regional council, Southern Tier Regional Council, said they thought that was going to be on a rolling basis instead of that July deadline for all applications. It looked like it was going to be first come, first serve, basically, that as applications come in, they could be evaluated and awarded. So it will pay to be earlier rather than later. So
we need to hustle.
yeah, just another heads up, and Heather would of course let us all know as soon as there's any firm decision, but it pays to be thinking along these lines, in buckets of money.
It's Glenn. Hello?
What kind of projects are appropriate, so.
My internet went down.
Oh, okay. Martha, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Glenn's just called. His internet went down. Glenn, can I get you to vote yes on that guideline and fiscal target resolution?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
Kathy, did you hear that? Glenn's a yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Martha's filling us in on some grant opportunities, and then we'll vote on the resolution. So if you just stay on the phone, Glenn, you're present at the meeting.
Yeah, I was just about finished to say just that so Heather will let us all know as soon as real information becomes available on the regional economic development process, because there's a lot of different funding streams that our departments and nonprofits and businesses can apply for through the REDC process.
Thanks, Martha. That's all good news.
I'm back.
Are you back on the computer? Uh-oh, I hope his phone didn't go down too. There he is. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay. All right then. Thanks for that good news from both Jason and Martha. And so we have the final resolution, which is the one that appoints and compensates Lisa Holmes as interim county administrator, and that would be ID number 10101. Can I get a mover on that one? Glenn moves, Martha seconds. Any discussion on this?
Can we see Lisa? I want to see if she's smiling. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, thanks, Mike.
I hope you're going on a nice vacation before May 17th, Lisa.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a few days off. They've been few and far between these last couple of years, so
Yes, I imagine. Thank you for agreeing to help us in this way.
Absolutely.
We know that you have a great team with Dominic and Amy and Frank and Deanna, but the buck's going to stop on your desk. So thanks very much.
Oh, you're welcome. And again, I wouldn't be able to do it without this team with me. So I appreciate them very much.
And we all do. Thank you. Martha.
Thanks, Deborah. And yeah, just my thanks to Lisa as well. And just for folks' context, when you've been here a long time, you were on county staff before I came 20 years ago. You were department head for Office for the Aging. Can you give folks a little background on your longevity here? Because I think it's really critical. It's not the only reason I think you'll be great in this really important moment, in this important slot, but it's a big part of why I think you're like the perfect person.
Oh, thanks. So I came to the county in 1998, the Office for the Aging, where I was the planner. Irene Stein was the director. But I worked for 8 years as the planner, and then, gosh, I've lost track. Maybe another 10 years as the director, 12 years as the director of the Office for the Aging before coming to county admin. So I've kind of seen the county from a number of different vantage points. And HR, my little stint in HR kind of, was the icing on the cake.
We
little
terrific
stint.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that like 18 months?
Yes, but in
Yeah.
HR years, I think that's 7 years.
That's right.
It's like dog years.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
really appreciate that, Lisa. Thanks very much for sharing that.
Rich?
Thanks, Deborah. I don't know if this is appropriate for this committee or GO, but I'd suggest we might want to consider the legislators reviewing a protocol or protocols for communications with staff. So we're making sure that we are not overburdening Lisa, because she is going to have so much on her plate. Whether you call it a code of conduct or a protocol or whatever else, I really think we should be evaluating how we are making requests for information and the timing of those requests to make sure that our staff has weekends. Thanks.
That's a good suggestion, Rich. That's a perennial issue. And we sort of have an unwritten code of conduct, and like many unwritten codes of conduct, it's frequently broken. So I think that BCP and GO should definitely work together on this and see what we can come up with and hopefully move forward without driving our administrator crazy. So that said, is there anything else on this motion? We ready to vote? Mr. Lane,
Yes,
Ms. Robertson,
Happily, yes.
Mr. John,
Yes.
Mr. Maury,
Yes.
I'm a yes. Congratulations, Lisa.
To be clear, I didn't mean happy that we need an interim administrator. Not at all. So. all right.
No, we understand. I mean, we're just very fortunate to have depth on our administrative bench. And of course, we're all sorry that Jason's leaving. Seriously. But again, thank you, Lisa, for stepping up. And I think that's all. So unless anybody else has something they want to talk about, Martha?
Yeah, this will be the first moment we have a woman county administrator, right?
Yep. And a woman as chair and a woman as vice chair. And yes, look out, guys, we're taking over. Okay, I will, if nobody else has anything, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Okay, Ms. Robertson moves, Mr. John seconds, all in favor, wave your hands. All right, thanks everyone. I will see you shortly at our legislature meeting. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.